As a young person, when I joined TV18 and Vandana hired me, and then, in our interactions, I always thought that you had this grand plan in your head, a blueprint of what you wanted to build, how you wanted to go about building it, why TV, why Hindi, why entertainment. But when you read the book, you realize that it wasn't necessarily all by design, was it?
No, not at all. Not at all. A lot of it was just opportunities which came our way. CNN IBN, the fact that we got the opportunity to get Rajdeep and Sameer to partner with us wasn't planned at all. It happened. And I think, a lot of first generation companies up to a particular scale go and grab opportunities as they come. I must let on one thing, Menaka, that after Govind had sort of settled down and we were talking about reallocating people, he says, I've got this very bright reporter, Menaka. I said, I know, Menaka has worked with me in India Business Report. He said, I'm going to put her on the corporate beat. I said, Menaka doesn't quite understand business as much, not as you do now.
Yeah.
You're not a business journalist.
I was a feature reporter.
And he says, I'm going to put her on the Reliance beat. And I said, Govind, are you sure? Menaka on Reliance, corporate? But he was the guy who bet on it. So,
I always knew there was a conspiracy there, right? कैसे हो सकता है कि दो editors हो एक conversation में और चार opinions ना हो?
एक ही जगह हम लोगों में disagreement हुआ था, जिसमें कि हमने और इन्होंने ये बात की थी कि जो मुकेश अंबानी का साउंड बाइट आप लेके आई थी, वो इम्प्रॉम्प्टू था या फिक्स था? मैं भी ट्राई कर रही है तो
सर आप भूल रहे हैं ये पैनल डिस्कशन की डोर अभी भी मेरे हाथ में है सर पैनल डिस्कशन की डोर अभी भी मेरे हाथ में है
Was it fixed or was it an impromptu statement? This is when Mukesh Ambani said that all other matters are in the public domain, right? What in the private domain? All other differences are in the private domain.
It was, I suppose, the first time everybody knew that there was something going wrong in the family, and he, in some words, not in all words or many words, but in some words, admitted that his brother and he were fighting, and that it was a public domain issue.
2003, right? 2004.
No, and I came back with a soundbite. Govind's going to kill me on this one. And so I type it all out, I transcribe it, I send it out to Senthil, Govind. Hey, look, this is what he's saying, and I'm fairly sure he's admitting to there being a split. No response.
I think we also got it transcribed to read it and say that, okay, does it sound like what it sounds, as opposed to listening to it.
I transcribed it the previous night.
Yeah. No, but I remember wanting to read it on text.
I transcribed it and emailed it to you. It was on text. No, it was not fixed.
एक बड़ी जबरदस्त बात है जो इंदिरा आप जब दूसरी किताब लिखेंगी तो उसमें आएगा। ये कंपनी दरअसल, रजनीश बुरा मत मानिएगा, ये कंपनी दरअसल बिना प्रॉपर एचआर के चली है।
सर,
और जब हम लोग
सर
बहुत
मैं
बड़े हो
एक
गए,
चीज बोलूं उसमें,
जब हम लोग बहुत बड़े
ये कंपनी उसी वजह से चली है सर।
एग्जैक्टली वही मैं कहना
चाह रहा हूं, उसी वजह से।
जब हम बहुत बड़े हो गए तो हमारा मन हुआ करता था कि चूंकि हमारा दिल छोटी कंपनी वाला है, स्मॉल कंपनी वाला हार्ट है और इतने बड़े ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हो गए इसलिए हम चला पा रहे हैं। तो मैंने एक दिन गिनती की, क्योंकि एचआर में मेरा बड़ा मन लगता है। हम लोगों का जो वक्त था नेटवर्क 18 में, जब तक राघव थे, यानी 2014 तक, तब तक अर्चना जो कहीं से अनएचआर थी, टोटली अनएचआर थी, उनके साथ एचआर चलाया हमने।
She was a producer.
8 रिजीम बदले, 8 बदले।
8
पिछले 2 साल में, जब से रिलायंस ओन्ड कंपनी है, 6 रिजीम बदले हैं।
अच्छा,
सबसे बड़ी बात क्या है कि पीपल सबसे बड़ी एसेट होती है इस बिजनेस में। ये इस कंपनी को, राघव को, इनके साथ के जो दूसरे कॉलीग्स थे, मैनेजर्स को पता था, इसीलिए हम लोग यहाँ इतना फ्लरिश हुए और इसीलिए हम जगह को इतना प्यार करते थे।
You picked. You did. If I was just to draw a contrast between the way you did CNBC TV18, and I know that personally because I was there through every day of it, and the way you did CNN IBN, which I know a little bit through hearsay and a little bit through the book. CNBC TV18 was a penny pinching operation, an operation born out of frugality. We were very careful, as everybody here who's been with us for a long time will say, every cost, every rupee, whether you want to travel to Delhi for a shoot, if you're going for one shoot, can you line up 2 others to justify the flight cost? All of those things were ingrained in our DNA. From the way I heard the description of CNN IBN, The scale, of course, was bigger. The ambition was bigger. The channel had, had to compete with two entrenched incumbent players.
We wanted to come in, not tiptoe into the market. We wanted to come in at a scale at which people would say, hey, this is better than NDTV 24/7. So I think we saw. So benchmarks were NDTV's got 24 OB vans, we'll have 30. So it was that. But it was planned and budgeted for. So I think CNN IBN was one operation that I looked upon myself much more as an investor and mentor. As I said, it was codified in the contract that we did. And call me a sucker, but I'm a sucker for contracts. If a contract has been written, then I have to stand by
Fair.
And I was much more hands-on in colors and much less in CNN IBN.
Yeah, we were all shocked by how much Hindi entertainment TV you used to watch.
Yeah, I used to absolutely watch 3 hours of it every night.
Yeah. Raghav could have detailed conversations, suddenly on the balance sheet of Reliance Industries, for the lack of another example, and then talk about Balika Vadhu for 45 minutes, and you're thinking, really? How? Like, why?
Yeah, but CNN IBN, I was not hands-on. I admit that. And as I said, the reason was there was a contract.
So in 2007, by 2007, you were running many channels. You had a venture capital fund, Capital 18. You had a home shopping network, Home Shop 18. You had a film company, IFC, which listed on AIMS in London, then was bought out by Network 18 because that went south. You got into a Viacom JV.
That was the one asset which went south. Everything else did well.
You had a Viacom JV. Colors did fabulously well for the first few years. Infomedia, which turned out to be a turkey, as you admitted in the book. Yeah, really, what was going on in your head in 2007?
See, in 2000,
like, why?
No, Menaka.
I wanted to ask you this in 2007.
And I would have given you the answer. I would have told you, you see, what was going on, forget my mind, what was going on in Ratan Tata's mind? Chorus.
I didn't work for him.
Hold on. I'm telling you, money was so easily available that we all did foolish things. He bought Chorus, he's just sold it or trying to sell it, he's not been able to sell it, at a back-breaking loss, which is going to, pretty much almost kill Tata Steel, right? He bought Jaguar, that bet worked. But in between, there was a real problem. Sunil Mittal bought Africa Telecoms, took a debt of $10 billion. Kumar Mangalam Birla, totally conservative businessman.
Novelis.
Went and bought Novelis. So what was happening in 2007 was sheer madness.
So you thought you were Tata, Birla and Sunil Mittal?
No. I thought I was as mad as them. I wasn't them, but I was as mad. That we should all be buccaneers. I'll tell you, and we've been very honest about it.
Seriously, I'm not sort of
you're
joking.
right. I mean, easy availability of money is terrible. It is terrible. In 2007, we took a loan from Lehman of, I think, about $60 million.
It was the last money they had, so they drowned after that.
And incidentally, we are one of those foolish people who returned the money to Lehman. After bankruptcy, Binny will vouch for it. We returned every penny to Lehman, to the trustee of Lehman. A lot of people didn't.
The bankruptcy trustee.
Bankruptcy trustee. We paid every penny. No, but the point I'm trying to make is 2007 was a foolish year for a lot of people. We were a part of that. We've written Indira's written a wonderful, I've written, sorry, my forward. We were the clown in the circus. So the circus was all these guys, we were the clown. हम छोटा था और ज़्यादा नाच रहा था.